In Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter 35, Kawaki has gotten a new power-up, and I bet it's not the first time you heard that. Throughout the entirety of the Boruto series, Kawaki is a character that I feel has received the most amps to his overall power and abilities. He's gotten a karma seal by Jigen, had it get taken away from him, then he got it back, and from there he was stronger than ever. Even going into 2 Blue Vortex, we're just 35 chapters in, and Kawaki has already gotten a few upgrades that made him stronger each time. But I believe this power right here just put Kawaki at the top. I believe this is the ultimate upgrade for Kawaki that will truly turn him into the Apostle of Destruction. Stay tuned if you want to hear more about it, because we're about to get deep. But of course, before I start the video, I want to kindly ask if you would leave a like on the video, and also hype the video too. As you know, if you do both of them, it helps out the video extremely in the YouTube algorithm. So of course I would appreciate that greatly, as these videos do take quite a bit of time and effort to put together. But enough of that, let's hop into the video. Kawaki has never been the type to work for his power. He idealizes Naruto the way he is and the way he lives, but that does not mean he adopted his mentality, especially when it comes to doing things with your own strength and getting stronger through hard work and perseverance. And that's mostly because Kawaki is not a shinobi. He may have shortly been titled as one, especially if you watch the Boruto anime. You could actually see Kawaki go on missions with Team 7 as a shinobi, technically. But when it comes to the qualities and morality that a shinobi is supposed to carry, especially a shinobi of the Land of Fire, then I can't say Kawaki fits as that. His goals doesn't align with that of a shinobi anyway, and most shinobi have their own goals and unique ideologies. Some shinobi strive to be the Hokage, some want to be able to protect their friends and family, some do it just because it's a family tradition, and some just do it to make a living. It's really as simple as that. But Kawaki is just different. He only fights for one thing and one thing only, to protect Naruto, the 7th Hokage. And it's not a healthy goal either. And there's definitely signs of an unhealthy emotional attachment here. This attachment surpasses all types of logic and reasoning within his character. So in order to do this, he would need to unalive the threats that currently face Naruto, like Code, Boruto, and the most recent threat to be introduced in the Boruto series, the Shinju, more specifically Jura, who's made Naruto his personal target for consumption. So it's not like this strong urge to protect Naruto is not justified. All the characters I just named are stronger than Naruto, and he can die by any one of these characters. In the case for Boruto, it's more so Momoshiki that Kawaki is targeting than Boruto himself. But since Momoshiki has made Boruto 100% Otsutsuki, even if Boruto has gained full control over Momoshiki and his power, Kawaki would still try to eliminate him strictly off being an Otsutsuki. You see why I said this obsession surpasses all forms of logic? It's real for him. He's willing to destroy his brother regardless if he's a threat or not, just for being a specific race of aliens. Aliens that he has a deep hatred for and declared their existence as a stain on history. Even being willing to unalive himself because he is 80% Otsutsuki. So this behavior has warped Kawaki internally. He's mentally incapable of actually being and acting like a shinobi. And this affects the way he feels about power and how he perceives others. Because only Naruto matters. If you're not Naruto, then in all hindsight you don't really matter to him all that much. You're expendable. That's how important he is to Kawaki. So he's going to get the power to protect his world and his life's purpose no matter how he has to do it. Ethically or unethically. It doesn't matter, as long as he obtains the power. From a very young age, Kawaki was gifted the power of a celestial being. He never really had power of his own. Even his non-karma power was given to him by Amato, who turned his body into a scientific ninja tool, installing limiters on him and an emergency shutdown command. So everything he ever knew was artificial and synthetic. He never really knew the value of hard work, or more like he never really showed interest in it. Although I will say, Naruto did teach him about chakra, which led him to learning ninjutsu. So off the rip, you see the type of positive impact that Naruto had on him. But since he's sealed now, Kawaki no longer has that role model to possibly teach him the importance of these things. So essentially, he's more Otsutsuki-like than ever before. Even before he met Naruto. And he hides this flaw under the notion that he wants to destroy the Otsutsuki using their own power. And he describes himself and what he's doing as an Otsutsuki killing Otsutsuki. But what it really is an Otsutsuki spewing hatred and creating dysfunction with constant destruction and paranoia. You see, Kawaki views power as a means to an end. He never really desired power, but it became a necessity once he realized all the threats that Naruto faced. That's why his karma returned to him, because he came to terms that he needed it to accomplish his goals. But throughout Two Blue Vortex, like I said earlier in the video, new threats appeared, and threats that surpassed his current level of power. Boruto has gotten stronger, Code has gotten stronger, and the Shinju are stronger than anyone they have ever faced. All while Kawaki has stayed stagnant, which resulted in him yearning for more power. This ignited a flame in Kawaki. A flame that will not burn out until he's satisfied with the way things are in the world. And also, one of the biggest reasons Kawaki carries this ideology. Actually, believe it or not, Boruto is a big reason Kawaki is like he is. He directly told him that Amato was withholding power from him. And he also told him that training would take too long. He needs power now. This led him to searching for instant gratification through scientific means. So this made him believe his only way of getting strong enough to beat Otsutsuki and the Shinju is through technology upgrades and the power of the Otsutsuki. Kawaki had many upgrades throughout the series. The most notable upgrade was when Amato fixed Kawaki's settings by prioritizing offense over defense. This made Kawaki substantially stronger at the cost of his durability. His power increase was simply night and day from how he was compared to how he is now. Before, he couldn't even handle Code with no limiters. Now he's capable of keeping up with Jura, the strongest antagonist anyone in the Narutoverse has ever seen. But that upgrade was insufficient, because even though his offense had a major buff, his defense was lackluster. He was what you would describe as a glass cannon, a character that deals massive offensive damage but has extremely low defensive durability. And on top of that, even his body wasn't able to handle his massive offensive output, so his body overheated and left him vulnerable at the absolute worst time. Amato even said if he didn't have the little defensive stats he had, he'd probably be dead by now. So this is the reason why, even though Kawaki was technically one of the stronger characters, he still couldn't keep up with Jura or even Boruto. His body simply wouldn't allow it, because if the battle went the distance, and it definitely would with Jura and his extreme regeneration power, Kawaki would be cooked. And with Boruto, he had better durability than Kawaki as well. I just wasn't confident putting Kawaki at the top, knowing if he gets hit or ends up losing stamina and becoming less effective, there's a 75% chance he will lose that fight, despite him having this power that rivals or surpasses even Ishiki. But that leads me to the current day. Kawaki being self-aware of his situation and circumstances, he wished for even more power from Amato, or more like, he demanded more power. And with Amato wanting Kawaki to survive the battle against the Shinju for his daughter's sake, he really had no choice but to truly make him stronger beyond all limits. And I believe that's exactly what he did. So Kawaki's new power, what exactly is it? Well, to put it bluntly, it's not technically nothing new, it's what Kawaki always wanted, but better. Amato finally showed us Kawaki's body settings in the latest chapter. And at first, we see his settings was set to 85% offense and 15% defense. This is the defense that kept him alive when his body overheated recently. So it would have been a really bad idea to give Kawaki 100% offense if it meant he would be vulnerable to death by overheating or getting hit one time by Jura. And I doubt that other 15% offense would be the difference between Kawaki being able to destroy Jura or not, especially before Jura destroyed him. So Amato devised a solution to that. He granted Kawaki 100% offense, but the difference is, Amato can remotely switch Kawaki's stats to 100% offense to defense at will. Of course, he would have to keep this toad on his neck at all times during battle, but this is the way Kawaki is gonna battle from now. Now, we never seen what Kawaki looks like with 100% offense or 100% defense, so we don't know exactly how effective each stat is. But if we look at how Kawaki was in the past, we may get our answer. When Amato prioritized Kawaki's defense, he was described as endowed with near immortal defensive and regenerative powers. So let's say Amato just switched Kawaki's stats from then. This would make it so Kawaki's defense was at 85% while his offense was at 15%. And we know he did this just to keep Kawaki alive. This means during the beginning of Tubular Vortex, Kawaki's defense was at or around 75 to 85%, just to play it safe. And we see, even though Kawaki was weak offensively, he could take a hit. He took a hit from Boruto, who was massively stronger than him and seemed to be okay. He also took a hit from Jura, and although he was knocked out from that hit, he woke up shortly after and he was as good as new. He even told Delta the damage is almost fully healed. But I think there lies the problem. Kawaki was described to already have near unlimited regenerability and defensive capabilities. But even with that, he was easily knocked unconscious by Jura, who at the time was holding back because he didn't want to alive Kawaki yet. So that punch wasn't even serious, yet it knocked him unconscious when he has more defense than offense. So even if Kawaki is at 100% defense, against a Jura that's actively trying to destroy Kawaki, we have to wonder if this new upgrade will hold up. Although I don't think Kawaki will overheat anymore, can he really keep up with Jura at full power, who also has near unlimited regeneration ability as well? Actually, I think he may have a better case than we all think. Look at it like this. Along with 100% defense, Amato can switch to 100% offense when he wants, and vice versa. And we've seen just from this fight with Jura, it's possible for Kawaki to keep up with Jura, at least the current Jura. And from chapter 24, Kawaki has gotten even stronger than that. That means even less openings for Jura to greatly injure Kawaki. But if he happens to injure Kawaki, because he probably will, it'll be minimized because of his overpowered regeneration. So this fight will be pretty close. Each character can injure one another with only a few blows, but they can heal that damage in only a few short seconds. So this fight will come down to who can deal the most damage in the shortest amount of time. That will determine who is stronger between the two. If Kawaki is capable of causing this much damage to Jura at 85% offense, then at 100%, he should be able to physically destroy his body. But can he destroy Jura faster than he can regenerate? That's the big question. And there's also the mystery behind Jura's true power, because he was widely known to be holding back in this fight, but that was against Boruto. I feel against Kawaki, he took him a little bit more seriously, but that was only after he realized, oh, Kawaki has gotten so much stronger than last time we met. So he wasn't taking Kawaki seriously for the entire time either. And even then, when he finally started to fully engage in the fight, we still don't know if he was tapped into his full strength at the time. If I was to guess, I would say he wasn't. When it comes to his true potential, I don't even think he's even reached that yet. So even if I say Kawaki is as strong or even stronger than Jura right now, that probably wouldn't be the case in 10, 20, maybe even 30 chapters from now. Now with Boruto, I feel he at this moment has way more impressive durability feats than even Kawaki. The number one thing everyone goes to is his fight against Jura. And it makes sense, right? While Kawaki had near unlimited defense or whatever, he was knocked out by an unserious Jura, while Boruto took the same hits, but Jura is striking Boruto with enough force to unalive him, or at least he's hitting Boruto harder than Kawaki got hit. Granted, it only took Jura a few more hits to knock Boruto out, it still is more impressive than Kawaki. The only difference is, even though Boruto had more durability, his regeneration would be nowhere near Kawaki's level, meaning he couldn't recover from these hits as fast. Regeneration and durability is just two different things, right? It's not durability that's gonna put Kawaki at the top, because both Boruto and Jura have really good durability. It's the regeneration that's his most valuable asset here. And with Boruto not having that, it makes it hard to say he could keep up with the likes of Kawaki and Jura now. Offensively, Kawaki would still be stronger too. So like I said, even though Boruto has better durability feats than Kawaki at his near best, he wouldn't be able to keep up because of his regeneration. That's just to combat all the people who say Boruto has better durability than Kawaki at his best. Because even if it takes 10 hits to unalive Boruto, and it takes 10 hits to unalive Kawaki, Boruto falls at that 10th hit, while Kawaki recovers that damage by the 8th or 9th hit. So it's like he did not even get hit at all. You see what I'm saying? So just off that alone, I want to say Kawaki is currently relative to Jura, while he's definitely surpassed Boruto for now. Although I will say, he's supposed to surpass Boruto. Naruto and Sasuke went through the same thing. No one character simply overpowered the other for the entire series. Their power fluctuated, and the same thing is happening here. So I assure you, Boruto will get stronger later on. But for right now, Kawaki is the strongest. And yes, that means he's also stronger than Daemon. Boruto power scaling is weird. Power does matter, but abilities matter even more. So even though Kawaki is technically stronger than Daemon, he still cannot physically touch Daemon because of his shinjutsu. You see, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let me know what you think about Kawaki's new power, and how strong do you think this makes him when comparing him to the other strong characters in the series? Leave all your thoughts and ideas down below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, and don't mind seeing more like this in the near future, then please go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, and turn on them post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'll see you boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.